everybody, and welcome back to the KK Zone. As every day, I am still Kara Kaufman, but today I am a happier Kara Kaufman because the Yankees got their first win! Yay! No burying the lead here. They played the Blue Jays for the second time in 3 days, and this time they came away victorious. This was very exciting. It's just really fun to watch these teams go at it. They're two very good teams, and I think it's going to be a battle between them all year. Now, of course, I thought they're both really good hitting teams with pitching questions, so I was expecting a lot of high-scoring, lengthy slugfests. And in fact, so far what we've seen has actually been a lot of really good pitching and some bats that haven't quite warmed up yet. So we will see how that progresses as the season goes on. But for today, the Yankees win. The Yankees win. But how did the Yankees pull off this miraculous first victory today, you might ask? Well, I am going to tell you, and I will try to tell you in 90 seconds or less. So, here we go. Corey Kluber got the start for the Yankees today. It was his Yankees debut. He pitched a total of about 35 innings in the past 2 years combined, so unclear what we're going to see from him. Today, though, was more good than bad. He had better control than we saw in spring training. He went 4 innings, and though walking 3 was a little too many for him, he also struck out 5 and was able to locate when he needed to and get out of some big-time jams. He ended up only allowing 2 runs, only one of which was earned. The unearned run, unfortunately, came on a Gary Sanchez throwing error, trying to get a runner stealing, went to center field. Boo. But don't worry, Gary made up for it later on. He hit another mammoth home run today. That is 2 in 2 days. He also didn't strike out at all either day, which I think looks good for him. Gary Sanchez on pace for 162 home runs. You heard it here first. The rest of the Yankees pitching looked good too. Jonathan Loáisiga stood out. He came in relief, and it was 6 up, 6 down with 3 strikeouts. Chad Green got the 4-out save, uneventfully. Love to see it. On the offensive side, the Yankees still stranded a small army of men on base today, but they were able to come through a couple times when they needed to. The biggest hit came from birthday boy Jay Bruce, celebrating his 34th birthday today. Happy birthday, Jay. When he dunked a single bloop right into shallow left field with the bases loaded, scoring 2, which ended up being the difference in the game. Thank you, Jay Bruce. TJ LeMahieu, after going hitless yesterday and in his first at-bat today, came up with men on in his second at-bat and grounded one out to third, but he beat out the throw when Vlad came off the bag. That got him an RBI and seemed to spark him. From then on, he ended up with a hit, a walk, and then a really hard-hit lineout. That's all the time we have today. Yankees win. So yeah, I think I pretty much got everything in there. Overall, a solid game. The offense still could use some more timely hits, but they're getting on base, and the at-bats today on balance looked a whole lot better, so I am feeling very encouraged by that. This series closes out with one final game against the Blue Jays tomorrow, Sunday afternoon, and looking forward to hopefully taking this series. I want to touch on one thing I saw this week that I really loved, which is there was a great article on Fox Sports about Rachel Balkovec, who is the Yankees minor league hitting coach, and she is the first female hitting coach in the organization and one of the first in Major League Baseball. Huge groundbreaker is Rachel, and this is a good article that I suggest everyone read. It tells her story a bit, including how much she had to go through to actually get where she is. Women, not a lot of them in the sport of baseball, as we know. She even had to go as far as shortening her name in applications to Ray in hopes that it would get her in the door, because he would see a female name and just not even call her. That has no place in 2021, so I am thrilled that she was able to break through. She was strength and conditioning coach before she came to the Yankees and is now their minor league hitting coach. You'd love to see it. She has great stories about connecting with players and really feeling like part of a team, so that really made my day, and I hope there are a lot more stories like that in the near future. The last thing for today is we have some more squares to fill in for Baseball Bingo! So, I mentioned there was one that we filled in 2 days ago on opening day. Well, I have gone through all the box scores from the past 2 days of baseball games, and there are several more squares we get to fill in our grids. At this rate, someone's going to win this game in a month. Probably not, because there are a bunch of milestones that are cumulative, but in any event, there were goings on. Let me tell you what happened and who can check off squares on their board. First of all, the gimme, the all-skate, an Astro player hit by a pitch. Happened on opening day. It was Carlos Correa. He got plunked. Congratulations, everyone, check off that square. That's an easy one. Then Ronaldo had a second one on his card, and this was a golden sombrero, and I don't mean the hat, though that would be a cool fashion statement. Nope, this is a guy striking out 4 times in one game, and it happened. It was Leody Taveras of the Texas Rangers, struck out 4 times in a game, so that square can be checked off. And there was other fancy headwear this week because there was also a platinum sombrero. That's right, a 5 strikeout game. Not something you really want to do if you're a player, but if you are Melanie, who has that in her bingo card, you are happy that Yoan Moncada of the White Sox had a rough day at the plate. Melanie also had a second item checked off, and this was a player hitting for the cycle minus the triple. So basically, a guy hitting a single, a double, and a homer. The triple is the hardest thing to achieve in the cycle, so there are a lot of cycle minus triples that happen in a season, but the first one of this year goes to Ketel Marte of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Check that one off your list. Matthew had a couple items checked off his card. The first one was a walk-off walk. The Seattle Mariners had the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th, and Jake Fraley came through with the RBI game-ending walk-off walk. That's fun. Also, I went through a couple press conferences and I got one of the quotes we were looking for on Matthew's card and also Andy's card. They both get this one. The quote was, "I'm just trying to do my job." This was Teoscar Hernandez of the Toronto Blue Jays, who for sure did his job on opening day against the Yankees, hitting a big homer to propel them to a win. Technically, the entire quote was, "I'm just out here trying to do my job," but I decided that still counts. So check that square off for both of you. And then there's one more, and this one's on Andy's card also. And I have to be honest with all of you, I did not think this was that likely to happen. And yet, second day of the season, we had a game paused for a wildlife-related issue. Yeah, that's right. This happened plenty of times in the past with bees or, birds. Well, you know what? On Friday night's game between the Colorado Rockies and the Los Angeles Dodgers in Colorado, there was a cat that got into the field. A cat, a house cat, a very cute, very fluffy, gray house cat that went sprinting out into left field and then ran around to right field to say hi to Cody Bellinger. So they had to pause the game while they got this very unhappy cat off the field. First of all, Andy, great work. Check that box right off. That was not one I expected to have go this soon, but it's always a lot of fun. And I'm going to have to talk a little more about this one because this cat is very cute. They obviously had to stop the telecast and follow the cat with the camera and talk about what the cat was doing. Flirting with Cody Bellinger, perhaps, who doesn't seem to like cats very much, didn't want any part of this. But the other thing that MLB's account did was they did a fake stat cast for the cat. A cat cast, if you will. And if you watch a lot of baseball these days, you'll know that StatCast is something that we love. It gives you great statistics like the distance on a home run, the launch angle. You get catch probabilities on defensive plays, all manner of things a StatCast can measure. CatCast, however, showed us these things. Yeah, there's a 100% probability that is a cat because it is a cat. And then also we've got the sprint speed there for the cat and the defensive alignment. It was perfect. Overall, thank you MLB account because this is what I needed. I needed CatCast today and I got it. That was a lot of fun. And now a question for the group. There is a bingo item that is a benches clearing brawl. Happens every so often. Players get mad, clear the benches, occasionally punches are thrown. So, there's an incident that just happened this afternoon on Saturday as I'm recording between the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals, division rivals who don't love each other. And this is what happened. Nick Castellanos of the Reds was at bat. He's being pitched to by Jake Woodford. He was hit by a pitch, which no one ever likes, and he was kind of grumbling going to first. He got himself around to third base, and sure enough, inning is still going on. A wild pitch. Nick Castellanos breaks for home. He slides in under the tag, and he makes it. He's safe. Fine. He then pops up out of his slide after being safe, kind of does a double fist pump right over the pitcher, who has tried to make the tag and is now on the ground, and goes, "Come on!" and then walks off. The pitcher, having just been basically shown up in his face, gets mad, stands up, starts to kind of go for Castellanos. Yadi Molina, longtime catcher for the Cardinals, kind of joins in. They're enjoying. Immediately, guys come out, get between them, entire bench is clear. Guys running from the bullpen, which is always the funniest part of the brawl when they sprinted from the bullpens like they're going to actually do anything. Now, there were no punches thrown, and in fact, Castellanos, after being the instigator here, kind of backed away from the scrum and wasn't even really part of any of the milling about that tends to happen. So I feel like maybe this should count because with all the protocols in place for COVID, they're not really supposed to be clearing the benches at all. So this may be the closest we get to a benches clearing brawl. And certainly there was anger, a heated exchange, benches did clear. Brawl though, I don't know, you like to see a punch attempt to be thrown to call it a brawl. So my question for the group is this a benches clearing brawl? You can leave your vote in the comments or you can email me, let me know. We have to figure this out because the bingo cards depend upon it. So, make your voice heard. Vote today. With that all said, here's a quick look at where we stand on these bingo cards. People are doing pretty well. Everyone's got at least one square, and some people have more. Here we go through them. On card A, you'll see we got 2 here, not really in a line. We have 3 on card B. That 2 of them are in a line too, so that's shaping up nicely. Same with card C. There's 2 plus a free space, so if Aaron Judge gets to 150 home runs and Rendon reaches 500 walks, well, then we've got a bingo on card C. Card D and E, sadly, just have the 1 matched by pitch. But card F, Andy, your card is certainly winning so far. You've got 4 boxes. already checked off, and there are 2 rows of 2 going on already. So this feels like, while it's not the closest to a bingo, it certainly has several directions it can go to achieve one. So that's where we're at. We're gonna keep on watching for more things to check off in Bingo Land. To wrap things up on this Saturday afternoon, first, the haiku for today's game. Lots of men on base, and just enough of them scored. Jay Bruce played the hero. And we're gonna wrap with a quote as well. This one from the always eloquent Cole Porter. This from Anything Goes. It is, I feel a sudden urge to sing the kind of ditty that evokes the spring. Works on a couple levels. Yankees victories do make me want to sing, although no one wants to hear that, but in my head I'm singing a happy tune right now. And evoking the spring. It was beautiful and sunny today, but let me tell you, it was 43 degrees at first pitch at Yankee Stadium. So if any kind of song can evoke the spring and the spring weather, then bring it on. So the Yankees are now 1-1, and we are looking for a series win tomorrow against the Blue Jays. I'll be back to tell you how that goes. Let's go Yanks. Let's win it all, starting with tomorrow against the Blue Jays. We can do it. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Until then, as always, go Yanks.